I not only came home with a tanzanite bracelet that I went back and forth on, so glad I bought it. I ended up buying some perfume that smells wonderful. Got home, looked it up. It's from Connecticut, but I also came home with this. Well, hello, kindred spirits. I have a little bit of some news for you here in this video. We're going to be doing a little bit of an update. We came home from vacation to find some storm damage by trees on our property. I'm going to update you on some of the room demo. We're going to plant some sweet pea seeds, and I'm going to be sharing a little bit about some furniture moving ideas that I have here at the home and at Sugarwood. Please like and subscribe if you would like to become an official kindred spirit. Enjoy. Well, since we left, a lot of snow has melted. I'm finally seeing the old raised garden beds. I hate to say it, but I think this year I'll be taking out the arch. Now, this was actually a temporary thing. I didn't even expect it to last this long. But when we had the cave-in, was it last Thanksgiving? It kind of dented it and changed it. And we have so much work going on here that I think I'm going to take it out. Maybe I'll try to place it somewhere else, but I'm not sure. I think I'll be seeing snow probably into late April. But while we were away, major windstorm, and even though we had a lot of the dead trees taken, one of the live pine trees broke right in half. High winds landed. While we were away, neighbors came by and had to cut the tree that went across the road. Our neighborhood got hit with a lot of trees coming down, but this kind of proves that I am definitely going to have our team back, and they're taking all these tall pines. We were hoping we'd be all set, but nope, even the live ones. And our street was without power. I don't think our wires got hit, but somewhere else. But this blocked the road. So these pines are gonna go probably late spring if they can fit us into their schedule. It even broke one of the oak trees. A lot of cleanup here. I am looking forward to getting to the top of the hill with a metal detector though. Wow. Yep, we're gonna have to have professionals remove this for us. Darn. Well, this is one of the nicest days we've had so far, and even though I feel like I shouldn't be outside, I'm going to. And there's some small things that I can do. Like right now, the little fence that we put up last fall for Halloween that somehow made it through now, I'm just gonna cut the strings and at least get the panels off. I don't think I'll get the wood out unless the ground is thawed enough. I don't think it has, but I'm gonna take care of that. And then I might do a little trimming on some of the trees, because with this warm weather we have coming, I don't want a lot of these to bud and then cut them. I want to try to get it ahead of time. So if I have the stamina to do so, I'm going to take care of some of that. I waited till a little bit later in the afternoon so that I can build up a little energy. So I'm going to do that right now. And then I'm just going to enjoy the sunshine because, oh my gosh, this is beautiful. It's so fun knowing that at some point soon, I'm going to have fencing out here. Definitely, I'm looking forward to adding some detail, but I'm going to get rid of this fence and look at all of the paint that is missing from those darn blue jays. Unreal. Now, here's one thing though. Let me get in front of the camera because I wanted to share something with you. So one thing before I start getting rid of the fence, I was starting to plan out all of the gardens in here. And I was going to plant my seeds and do so many things that had to do with the future gardens. And I realized a lot of the stuff that I wanted to work on is most likely going to get damaged. Same as last year, I kept putting things off. So I'm still gonna plan out what this garden looks like, but I'm realizing that I can't plant anything, or not much, until the painters come and use all their ladders and tarps or whatever they're gonna do, at least for this part of the house, and then leave. And then I can get to planting. So I am gonna start at least planning out what I want it to look like. I'm gonna ask for your help with that and look at some plants that I wanna bring in. I want some herbs, I want some flowers, I want things that are southern sun loving, and I'm gonna plan on that. But I won't be able to plant anything until the painter comes, and I don't know when it's gonna be. But anyways, I'm going to get this fence down and at least start with this process. This held up pretty well though. Now, we had a major storm blow in while we were on vacation. A lot of trees came down. One went that way, and then when we came home, this fence for the first time was over a bit. So I realized I have some movement. I'll be able to get rid of this easily. So luckily I just tied these with twine. And let's see, is that just this piece? That one's done. Oh, that one's done too. All right, how easy is that? All right, so that's these. Oh wow, they came out. I'm really surprised. What the others do. Yep. So, wow, so this means that a lot of the freeze is already going by. That's crazy. I need to trim my roses too. One thing at a time, Linda. This is exciting though. And with the trees gone across the way now, when I'm looking out the window, it's kind of a barren look. So I'm looking forward to getting the fence here, and then I'm going to do some other gardens out front, but right now we'll focus on this. I don't know what I'm going to do with this fencing though, where I'm going to put it. I think we'll just put it in the red shed so we can slowly take it over. Remember what I said about last time? Now that the snow has melted on the hill over there, I'm seeing a lot of the branches and debris that I'll be cleaning up and burning up there. But I'm gonna get my metal detector out soon. I can't wait to do that. When I do see another tree that fell since they've been here. The big, huge one, though, that was a surprise. But as I was carrying the fences over, I thought it might look really darn cute. Once this is all cleared up and clean, it might look cute right off the side of this shed here. It kind of has the same old rickety look. I'm not sure. I mean, part of the reason we did this clearing is so that we could see the old Sugar Shack foundation that's here. Inside, unfortunately, the foundation is this beautiful black willow. I thought it'd be fun to show this and might build it up a little bit. There was discussion of maybe even putting some soil inside here and doing kind of a shade garden. I've already done a lot of metal detecting here and I haven't found anything other than nails. So filling this in, I don't think would be an issue. Just like I said, clean up some of the stones, and I think that would be a very pretty shade garden over here, especially once all of that stuff is taken care of. Oh yeah, another tree did fall there. That's a fresh break. Well, at least we don't have to ditch that one. The ones that are marked are still coming down, and I made the decision that all of the other tall ones, as for the pines, are also going to come down, because if that one came down that was supposed to, they said was healthy, I just don't want to lose our shed by accident. If I didn't share this, or if you didn't hear, this is wood used over from the old barn that we believe came down in the 1938 hurricane, and it was rebuilt and reused for, or part of it was for here. And I love that bit of history. So I want to make sure we hold on. Let's see if I can get these out of the ground. Oh, these have been down since Thanksgiving. So these are the trees, another dogwood that I want to trim. They're getting to be a little bit too heavy. I want to keep them a nice small size to be around the patio here. And I'm hoping now that all of the big looming trees that were here are gone, that it will start reaching out to the eastern side as well versus just being heavy on the western side. So I'm gonna do a little bit of trimming. Like this one is kind of heavy here, if I can just kind of point to that. And I'm gonna get my trimmer and just do a little bit, and I'll probably just put the branches somewhere here on the patio until I burn, which I'm trying to figure out where I'll burn this year. But I'm gonna get that done. I was saying today, I feel like somebody up there is forcing this slow down time on me, because I was ready to come home, rock and roll, jump back into things. And I think somebody said, nay, nay, you said you're gonna slow down. Let's give you the vid. It could be so much worse though. I mean, I've got it light compared to some of my friends who've had it, or some friends that I lost. Whew, okay. Right over the table. Almost to the point where it hit an umbrella. I'm gonna buy black umbrellas this year. And this is all new growth. Right here near Africa. This tree, I'm going to need my battery operated saw, because I'm gonna take some more off here. I've been trying to reshape this tree since we moved here. There's a lot going on, but I'm doing this a little at a time each year. And once again, I'm trying to train them to grow the other direction now. But this particular branch, if I'm pointing at the right one, is right here. And I just want to clear that up and start making this kind of middle grouping grow. Now straight ahead here, I was talking about branches crossing. I have a couple here actually. I have one here. This might be the one I was actually seeing from the other side. It's doing a lot of rubbing. And I'm going to figure out which one of these I want to cut. And I'm seeing some other cuts that either I did in the past or somebody else. I don't even remember. I'll have to look at some of my old videos. But I'm trying to think of which one I want to cut. I kind of like this shape, but I'm going to sit here for a minute and look at it and figure out which one I'm going to remove. And if you have one in mind that I should remove and I remove the other one, sorry. But this is the big guy that I'm going to kind of bring down a little bit. But I can't with my clippers. I'll take it right down to where there's some small branches starting. While I'm out here, I don't know if I'm going to be able to do this today. I might be able to. This pear tree needs some help too. I hate to have to trim it, but we have some wayward, really odd, funky branches. Once again, because it had trees behind it. And I was trying to train it one direction and it went another. But look at this kind of cross right here. I got to take that off. But I think my day is done here. Pushed myself to the point where I'm comfortable and I'm done. And there's more I want to do on these trees, but I don't want to do too much right now. I am seeing some more trimming I want to do, but I can do it with hand trimmers. But I got the big stuff done, and we'll go from there. This is actually 2 trees. I might even take off this lower branch here. Maybe. And then I'll have more sun on my gardens. Well, I thought I had the camera going, but all I did here was on the Japanese maple, there was one tall shoot coming out of the middle. I brought that down, and then there was one right there, about there, that was a little bit out of skew. So that's all I touched for that. Japanese maples, I've heard over the years that they're kind of finicky, so I didn't want to do too much. Pretty soon I will come out and trim the hydrangeas. I've got the pinnacle hydrangeas here. I have to trim my roses. I still have some greens to get rid of. I have hydrangeas over there to also trim. But I don't know where my compost pile is going to go. I still don't know. I can't believe this has been cleaned up 2 or 3 times. Definitely a catch-all for leaves and debris. But yeah, I got some cleaning to do here, including apples from winter, from Christmas. I have some birds I might put there, I'm not sure. And I'll get rid of these greens. I've got the pot here right now because it's protecting somebody from stepping on a loose stone. This whole area is also going to have to be rebuilt. And this is not on the docket from when we do that, but it might have to be. They said that some of the drainage might be going onto here, so I'll have to have something ready. But I want to show you an idea that I had that Ben is completely on board when it comes time. We have the door here going inside, goes straight through the kitchen, and then we have a set of windows here. I'm going to take a step back just so I can show you a bit more. I'm kind of wishing, or not really kind of wishing, I wish I thought of this when they were clapboarding the outside here. But if I have the door moved over here, which is not a huge deal actually, luckily, we'd have easier access to the gate, which we're going to rebuild all that at one point, to the garage, into the yard. And then if this is solid window area, it gives me a seating area versus walking through a table to the kitchen. I'm kind of wondering why they didn't do that 50 or 60 years ago, but that's the plan, so that there'll be a walkout area here, and then I can have a table here if I want outside that you wouldn't be walking right out into a table. I can have a table inside to enjoy. So that's down the road, but that should be a fairly easy swap with some, yeah, it might be just the wood molding. I'm saying it should be easy, but I know there'll be a little extra work to it. But that's something I want to also include in this outdoor project. Switching a door. Well, I'm waiting for the first part of the demo to start today on, I think, 2 of the rooms, maybe 4, I'm not sure yet. But while I was away, I realized I didn't share or show this or talk to you about this regarding my seeds. I had decided that I was doing overkill with the seeds. I really wanted to go and do all of the vegetables and the flowers, but I realized 1, I don't have the time. 2, I'm not going to have the space needed for all the things that I want to plant. And 3, I do prefer going out and buying the seedlings and starting from there, because usually when you get a pack of, let's say, cucumbers or zucchini, I only need 2 plants. I don't need all of those. So I was stressing out watching and looking at all of my little containers without the seeds. And also I didn't want the seedlings to die while we were away. So I made the conscious decision to wait until I came home, and I'm just going to start with my sweet peas. And I'll put the seed packets away till next year, and hopefully they'll be viable next year. So I'm going to force these to start sprouting like I did when I was checking the viability of them. I'm going to wet some paper towels. I'm going to put them here in layers. And I'm sorry, in this container in layers. I'm just going to use this to wet the paper towels. I don't need to do it this way, but I wanted you to be able to see what I'm doing. And then I'm going to layer them And in about 5 to 7 days, I will plant them in the trays that I have. And I'll be able to keep them, I think, on the porch now. We're supposed to have a long run of warmer days, and I'm going to set them up out there, I think. So right now, all I'm going to do is mark the paper towels like I did before. I have the sweet peas that did sprout, and then I have 2 butterfly pea flowers, the light blue and the dark blue. And then I have the sweet pea, that's the high scent. So I only need 4 layers. I'm just gonna make these A, B, C, and D, and then I'll also mark my packets of A. And we're just gonna put these in here, and I'm also gonna do it by the layer, because if this paper towel kind of wears away with that lettering, that's going to be in the order. So that's my A, and I'm just gonna spread these out. I'm hoping they don't show up before I finish this. I've been putting this off. I was waiting to also film when I'm not having a coughing fit. So I'm gonna spread those out. That's layer A. And then I'm gonna do the butterfly pea flowers. I don't even know what size these are. I did forget to grab my scissors. And then I'll be able to put these in my gardening book. So this is going to be B. I'm gonna put this on the back that says B. I'm gonna transfer these afterwards. I don't even think I need to transfer them. This is being silly, so let me put them right here. Once again, sometimes I overthink things. I have a chair here in front of me, which is my weird reach too. I'm just going to put them right here in this container. That was kind of silly. Let me just readjust some of these. There we go. All right, just a little more water. Let me get this side of the way. I've never seen the size of butterfly pea. They almost look like a little kidney bean. I don't know if I can come up and show you this. How sweet. Does this show? Let's see here. Just like little peas. Go figure. All right, so I'm going to put those in. This is the Blue Queen. These colors are gorgeous. And that's B, but I'm going to also layer it for now, just so I have it that way. And then this will be C. This is the beautiful blue that I love so much, which is very similar to the Tanzanite bracelet that I got this weekend. I got the bracelet during vacation, and I specifically waited till we went back to St. John to get something, and they're selling out of Tanzanite, of the actual mined Tanzanite. There is lab grown, but, and they're all different colors, and I really was looking for the blue. All right, so now I'm going to do packet C. These are called Thai Double Sky Blue. Now, I can't even plant these where I was going to against the house because we don't know when the painter's showing up. So I'm not even sure I'm going to put these. Like I said, I think I filmed it, but my mic wasn't working while I was outside working. Every year I keep wanting to work on my gardens, and then every year I realize we have construction happening in that part. So I realized that all these plants, like these sweet peas, they're not going to be able to go where I want them to. C, and then this is D. And this is the high scent sweet pea. I have planted sweet peas for so many years. Sometimes I'll just get one floral, sometimes I'll get greens, and other times it works out. But I've been planting these for a long time. I remember when I went to work for a florist, he held up a container of flowers and he said, "Do you know what type of flower this is?" And at that point I didn't. But as soon as he had me smell them, I was hooked. And he used them a lot in his arrangements. All right, so I'm going to put D in here. Once again, this is just to get them to sprout. You can even just put them in a little bit of water if you're not going to be doing different ones. And I would have started these already, but once again, I just didn't want them to die while I was gone, or I just wanted my babies. I wanted to watch over my babies, that's all. And I'm going to cover that with one last layer. And I'm not going to even put water. I'm just going to let that soak up. So I'm going to keep an eye on this, and I'm going to show you an overhead in a minute of what I've done. But it's very similar. Oh, got a lone. There we go. This is very similar exactly to what I did when I was checking the viability of the seeds. All right, so oh my goodness, I should check all my packets. He didn't want to come out. So in about 5 to 7 days, I will have these to plant. And I'm going to put this somewhere nice and warm. Just have them here in the water, and these will start sprouting. And the ones that don't sprout, I won't plant them. Make my own little greenhouse here. I think I'm going to keep them right here in the butler's pantry. I started a little bit of some spring decorating, getting ready for Easter. It's early, I know, but the way things are going, I'd rather start a little early. And I just need probably help. Maybe I'll pot the ivy that we did together. Let me show you. My goodness, I have to show you the roots that we already have on the ivy that we did. But this is going to be my little spring corner, because right now I'm still looking at a pile of snow. It's going to take a while for that to go away. So let me see, I'm going right into the sun here. Might not be working, but look at the roots on this ivy that we planted, or rooted, I should say, just by cutting it off of the topiaries. I think this is what's going to go into that little pot. I'm going to do a separate pot and then place it inside. And then while I went away, these all went passing, but I'm going to wait until they're completely brown, and then I'm going to cut them down, and then I'll save the bulbs to plant this fall. And speaking of the ivy, the topiaries they're taking off here. I can start doing some more wrapping of them, but they really like being under the lights of our cabinets. They might be acting as almost a grow light because they seem to love it. I was going to put these by the kitchen window at one point, but they're kind of liking it over here. They're liking it. I will be showing you more of the demo on Sunday. They had to take a lot more out than we thought, but here's a little sneak peek of something I want to do. I can't wait to pull up this carpet. Ben is very surprised that I haven't done it already. I do believe that the stairs under here are remodeled. They're not going to be old like they were in Groton. I'm just going to turn around here slowly, but the way they have this carpet, this is what's called waterfalled. And you're not able to get a full toe step in here, but I do think I feel a lip for wood. So I'm going to have this taken off. Once they've finished remodeling, I'm going to leave it here now. But once they're done that upstairs, I'm going to cut this away. And if the stairs are in good shape to paint, I'm going to do a really pretty runner. Then it will be more likely that I keep the door open. I'm going to jump around. Love this piece of furniture. But I'm going to tell you something. I miss having the pine chest in here with Horatio over the top. I do, because it looked so much better, I believe, with the pine corner cabinet and whatnot. So once this is all done, I'm swapping things around. This beautiful piece will be going in the tavern. And I think it's gonna go better in here anyways. It's a little dark. I still have power off. And I should mention, I had a couple get upset with me that I was working near electricity and water. I forgot to mention, we shut the power off as soon as we saw the water dripping from the electric. So I thank you for bringing that to my attention. Power was off. But I'm going to bring that piece of furniture in here. I'm either going to put it on this wall, and then on the wall where the chest is now, I might do 2 chairs and a round table between, because we do sit in here. And when we had just the 2 chairs before, we could play Scrabble, we played cards. So I think I might do that. I could try the piece here, but I think it will look a little bit better over here. What do you think? Under the whale, which is nice and thin for the walkway, because that's another thing I need to keep in mind. We need to be able to walk by easily. This is where there used to be a fireplace before we bought the house. So that is a focal point, but it's not centered to the room, which has kind of been a little pet peeve of mine. Or should I put it over here with the chairs again? The reason I'm thinking under the whales, because when I'm sitting here in the chair, even if we're just reading, we can see the piece of furniture and enjoy it, and then I can do a floor lamp or something. So that's what that is. I'm rambling, I know. But here in the ceiling, they understand how important this room is to me to not demo some things. I'm even seeing we've got some issues going on here, but this red is dry, so that could be something from very, very old. They're going to come in and cut with a saw straight lines, because my concern was that they were going to get too close to here. The quote for our insurance company gave us an allotment to have this removed and reinstalled. I'm sorry, but I could probably get 15 or 20 bottles of wine for the amount they wanted to do that. Never could get this reinstalled for that much. So, and the insurance company's been great to work with. We already have our check to do a lot of the work. So they have agreed they're just going to cut somewhere where they can find a beam, make sure everything's dry up there, remove all the wet insulation, put some new insulation in. But once again, when my contractors come in, the ones that know our house, they'll fix everything up. It's almost like a doctor to a plastic surgeon, if that makes sense. Our guys are going to come in and really do it down to being specific and gentle and the way it needs to be done. But I think they're going to be taking out most of the ceiling here and partially up to that cabinet. And luckily, the wall is safe. Now down here to the bathroom, I have a mess going in here too. At one point I had all of my stuff from our vacation on the counter. There's still quite a bit. In here, once again, this is going to be remodeled. This whole piece will stay because it's hiding part of our heating system. But I think today or tomorrow, if they have to come back, they're just going to be cutting out as much as needed. It's kind of like Mohs surgery, where they take as much as needed until it's clean and clear. So I think they're just going to be doing a small amount here. I think some of the wall, possibly. And I don't think they're touching the shower, which is fine, even though there was moisture red at the ceiling, because in here, we are going to be doing this bathroom over. And I'm going to reach into this cabinet. I want to show you the tile I've had in this bathroom saved. It's kind of funny. I almost tossed this during part of my cleaning frenzy, but I decided to hold on to it. I'm going to put this on the floor here. This is the same tile that I used in Groton House's master bathroom. For those who are new here, just a little update. Sugarwood is another home that we are now remodeling. 3 years ago, we finished a house in Groton, Mass. This was a apartment kitchen that I transformed into our bathroom. I found this real estate brochure just the other day. It's funny. So I am going to be doing the same tile and a glass enclosure in our bathroom like I did at Groton House. And I'm going to do the same. It's kind of that taupey color that I like, the mushroom. So I'm going to do that down here, upstairs. I'm going to do crisp white tiles, most likely. I did a sea glass green in Groton, but I think I want to go with the white and then do beadboard upstairs and downstairs just to freshen it up. And I love beadboard, just like in the kitchen. But this is going to be last once the contractor finished upstairs, because I think we're just getting one of the guys from the crew. So he's just going to work away at his pace. We're not going to look a gift horse in the mouth, whatever he can get done. But I'm looking forward to getting this bathroom done over. Previous owners must have been very tall because we have a high sink here, and all this tubing is just, it kind of creeps me out. Upstairs and downstairs, this is what's sucking all the moisture out of the room. But the lights are high, the mirror's high, the sink's high. I'm looking forward to doing a regular sink with some cabinetry. I'll most likely keep this kind of set up here for the tub, but we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different types of tile in here. That's a little bit much for my liking. So I might do this over with tile and maybe wood like I did in front and Groton. And in the back here, I might do shelves all the way up for decorative and also for keeping my soaps and scrubs and things like that. Yeah, so this bathroom was not done since late 90s, maybe 2000, 2002. I have the paperwork from the previous owner. And I found out that the carpet upstairs in Emma's bedroom was laid in 2002. It actually has information on the back of the carpet. I was surprised to find it. It's wool and olefin. All right, so he should be showing up soon. And I'm going to finish this here while it's still quiet and do a little work around the house.